Welcome to Weird to Know's Mega Quiz. 25 strange facts about how famous foods and drinks were actually invented. Every single one is real. 10 seconds each. Let's see how many you can get. The popsicle was invented in 1905 by accident. By someone of what age? An 11-year-old.
Frank Epperson left a cup of soda water with a stirring stick outside on a freezing San Francisco night. By morning, it had frozen solid. He patented his accidental invention as an adult, 18 years later.
Coca-Cola was originally invented in 1886 as a remedy for what? Morphine addiction.
Pharmacist John Pemberton, a wounded Civil War veteran, was trying to wean himself off morphine. His original recipe contained small amounts of cocaine and the caffeine-rich cola nut. And yes, it gave you quite a buzz.
The potato chip was invented in 1853 because a chef wanted to do what to a difficult customer? Spite them.
Chef George Crumb was annoyed when a customer kept sending fries back for being too thick. So Crumb sliced them paper thin and fried them until they were inedibly crispy. The customer loved them.
When Monk Dom Perignon first tasted champagne in the 17th century, what did he reportedly shout? "I am drinking the stars."
Perignon was trying to get rid of the bubbles in his wine, not create them. Sparkling wine was considered a flaw at the time. The bubbles caused bottles to explode in the cellar, earning champagne the early nickname, the Devil's Wine.
Cornflakes were invented at a sanitarium in the 1890s to promote what specifically? A bland diet.
Dr. John Harvey Kellogg believed bland foods would improve digestion and discourage what he called carnal sins. His brother Will eventually added sugar against his protest, and that's the version that became a global breakfast staple.
The ice cream cone was invented at the 1904 World's Fair when an ice cream vendor ran out of what? Dishes.
Syrian pastry vendor Ernest Hamwi was selling thin waffle pastries nearby. He rolled one into a cone for the ice cream guy, and a global format was born that afternoon.
The chocolate chip cookie was invented in the 1930s because the baker assumed chocolate chunks would do what? Melt away.
Ruth Wakefield of the Toll House Inn ran out of baker's chocolate. She broke up a regular Nestle bar and stirred it in, expecting it to melt. It didn't. She accidentally invented the most popular cookie in America.
The Slurpee was invented in the late 1950s because a Dairy Queen owner's soda fountain was doing what? Breaking down.
Omar K. Nedlick's machine kept failing, so he stored soda bottles in the freezer. Customers loved them partially frozen and kept asking for the slushy ones. He built a dedicated machine, and 7-Eleven licensed it in 1965.
Worcestershire sauce was invented in 1835 when a batch of failed sauce was forgotten for how long? 2 years.
Pharmacists Leah and Perrins made a fishy-smelling sauce for a customer who didn't want it. They left it in their cellar for 2 years. When they rediscovered it, fermentation had transformed it into the savory condiment we know today.
Nashville hot chicken was reportedly invented as a form of what? Revenge.
According to the founding restaurant, a jealous girlfriend tried to punish a man named Thornton Prince by serving him extra spicy fried chicken. He loved it so much, he opened a restaurant to sell it.
Beer is believed to have been invented roughly 10,000 years ago, likely by accident, while ancient people were doing what? Making bread.
Mesopotamian grain storage occasionally got damp and fermented. Someone tried the resulting liquid, got a buzz, and the rest is human history. Beer may have been a major motivation for humans to settle down and start farming.
The first artificial sweetener, saccharin, was discovered in 1879 because a chemist forgot to do what? Wash his hands.
Konstantin Fahlberg was working on coal tar derivatives at Johns Hopkins University. He went home for dinner without washing up and noticed his bread tasted strangely sweet. He traced the sweetness back to a compound on his hands and patented it as saccharin.
Tea bags were invented in 1908 by accident. They were originally intended to be what? Sample packages.
New York merchant Thomas Sullivan shipped tea samples to clients in small silk bags. Customers thought they were meant to be steeped whole, so they did. Sullivan noticed orders flooding in for the bags themselves and pivoted his business.
Cheese puffs were invented in the 1930s as a byproduct of a machine designed to make what? Animal feed.
Workers at the Flacol Company in Wisconsin used wet corn to unclog a grain-crushing machine. The hot, moist corn came out as puffy ribbons. Edward Wilson added oil and seasoning, and a snack aisle empire was born.
Pink lemonade was reportedly invented at a 19th century circus when a vendor accidentally dropped what in? Red cinnamon candies.
Circus vendor Henry Allett didn't want to waste a whole tub of lemonade, so he sold it pink and called it strawberry. It became a circus staple. The less appetizing alternate theory involves pink water from washing circus tights. Let's go with the candy version.
The chimichanga was reportedly invented when a chef accidentally dropped a burrito in what? The deep fryer.
The owner of a Tucson restaurant blurted out the start of a Spanish curse word, then changed it mid-syllable to chimichanga, so she wouldn't swear in front of her nieces. The word loosely translates to thingamajig.
Play-Doh was originally invented in the 1950s as what? Wallpaper cleaner.
The non-toxic putty was designed to lift coal soot off wallpaper. When natural gas heating replaced coal, sales collapsed, until the inventor's sister-in-law, a teacher, started giving it to kids as modeling clay. They saved the company.
The Russian word vodka is a diminutive form of another Russian word. Which? Water.
Voda means water, and vodka literally means little water. The diminutive in Russian conveys affection, so vodka, etymologically, is something closer to darling water than strong spirit.
Graham crackers were invented in the 1820s by a minister who believed bland food could suppress what? Sexual urges.
Reverend Sylvester Graham was a moral crusader who thought spicy or rich food inflamed the passions. He preached that bland, whole wheat foods were spiritually purifying. The s'more would have horrified him.
Tofu is believed to have been invented over 2,000 years ago in China when a cook accidentally added what to soy milk? Sea salt.
Salt that naturally contained calcium and magnesium caused the soy milk to curdle and congeal. The cook discovered the resulting protein-rich solid was both tasty and shelf-stable. Tofu has been a staple of East Asian cuisine ever since.
In the 1830s, ketchup was actually sold in the United States as what? Medicine.
An Ohio physician promoted tomato-based ketchup as a cure for diarrhea, indigestion, jaundice, and rheumatism, sold in pill form. The medical claims were debunked, but the condiment survived.
The Granny Smith apple was created in 1868 in Australia when its namesake threw what onto her property? Bad seedlings.
Maria Ann Smith discarded what she thought were spoiled French crabapple seedlings near a creek on her farm. From those discarded seeds grew the now world-famous green apple, entirely by accident.
The fortune cookie is famously associated with Chinese restaurants, but it was actually invented in what country? The United States.
Specifically in California, in the early 1900s, likely by Japanese immigrants in San Francisco. Fortune cookies are virtually unknown in China. When they were eventually introduced there in the 1990s, they were marketed as a genuine American treat.
Of all known foods, honey is famous for being able to do what? Never spoil.
Archaeologists have found jars of honey in Egyptian tombs, sealed for over 3,000 years, that are still perfectly edible. Honey's low water content and acidic pH make it inhospitable to bacteria.
The microwave oven was invented in 1945 after an engineer noticed what melt in his pocket. A chocolate bar.
Percy Spencer was working near an active radar magnetron at Raytheon when he felt the candy bar in his pocket melt. He immediately tested popcorn kernels next. They popped. The microwave oven was patented within a year.
That's a wrap. If you got more than 15 right, you really know your food history. Hit subscribe for a new mega quiz every week. See you next time.